Hi, and welcome to this week's virtual drop-in from MissImp. This week we're super lucky. We've got Will Name, aka MC Hammersmith, leading a virtual drop-in on freestyle rap. So to get started for this workshop, grab a pen and paper, pause the workshop when Will says to. As a quick content warning, Will uses some example videos of other rappers in this video, some of whom use some quite racially explicit language, so just a warning for that. With these workshops, if you would like to support them, there will be a link around. You can help give some money towards keeping these workshops going and paying teachers, but no worries if not. Thank you so much. Check out Will's stuff and enjoy the drop-in.
Hello, my name is Will Name. I am an improviser from London. I live in Edinburgh now, where I perform improvised hip-hop comedy under my rap name MC Hammersmith. I take suggestions from the audience and I turn them into improvised comedy hip-hop tracks live on stage. Improvised rapping is one of these things that improvisers are most scared of. It's one of the things that people tend to say is the scariest thing they find about improvised comedy is trying to freestyle rap on stage, because it's naturally a hard thing. And it takes a lot of practice, so we tend to avoid it, and we tend to get very scared by it. But hopefully, over the next 15-20 minutes or so, I'll show you guys some techniques to make things simple, to make things easy, to demystify some of it, and hopefully get you guys landing one or two punchlines the next time you step up to do an improvised rap in whatever sort of improv you're doing. Although I can't teach you how to freestyle rap for hours on end by the end of this 15-20 minute session, I can definitely show you guys some tools to take away and practice by yourselves, and hopefully there'll be something practical right by the end of it as well. I'm going to show you guys a video just now. This is a rapper called Harry Mack. For my money, he is one of the best freestyle rappers on the planet. From a technical perspective, certainly he is very, very experienced and uses a lot of different techniques that we'll break down in just a second. So have a watch of it and let me know what you think. In this video, Joey Badass and a bunch of other rappers are giving him words to rap with, and he's incorporating them completely improvised straight off the top of his head. So yeah, have a watch, have a think.
And if y'all want to throw out some words too, that's cool. You don't have to check it. Harry Mack flowing off the top of the brain. When they hear a line, yo, they know I rock it insane. It's H Mac, I'm in effect. On the ground, that's where a hater laid. In the stew with the bottle of water and Gatorade. Microphone. H Mac up in it. You know I rock the microphone. Yo, I ain't with them type of clones, cause I'm my own. It's H Mac, I'm in my zone. Y'all can't get next to me. Hey, yo, when I'm on the mic, I'm charged electrically.
Breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast. You know that I'm reckless. Illest rapper rap from here to Texas. No necklace, no watch and no chain. I flows off the brain when I kick my lyrics. Yo, these rappers go insane.
Alcohol.
I'm up in it, sipping on the alcohol. When you step to Harry Mack, right now you fall. We drunk off the Patron shots, microphones rock. Harry Mack, yo, on the mic, my mind the nine. Yes, and cock basketball, I bounce like that. Yo, Harry Mack, you know I'm a pounce on tracks. And when I'm on the mic, they can't even follow where he go. I hit a three-pointer, make it look like a free throw.
Okay, so there's a lot of techniques he's using there. Obviously, his flow is pretty impeccable, and his use of rhyming and quick thinking is very impeccable, but it's not as impossible to achieve as you might think watching it. What he's actually doing is using two very simple techniques. The ones I want to focus on, these two techniques, are freefall and spiking. These are the two techniques I want to focus on in this. To explain both of them, freefall is a kind of freestyle rapping where you just say something off the top of your head, you don't know where it's going, none of the rhymes you set up or plan. You just start spitting, you just start rapping, and at some point rhymes might come in there, but they will surprise you. For instance, if I wanted to rap about this cup in freefall, I might go, I'm looking right here, yo, at this mug, and everybody knows that I'm such a thug. I see it's got computers right there on the side. Everybody in the place knows they're checking my vibe. The cup is really empty. It's got a bit of water. When I step up to the mic, I bring that lyrical slaughter. So I'm just sort of free associating and finding rhymes as I go, not in a very planned way, or in a way that particularly makes a huge amount of sense, but it flows together quite nicely. To give you a demonstration of this much better than that, have a look at this video. This is a freestyle rap comedy team that features Lin-Manuel Miranda, he of Hamilton fame, called Freestyle Love Supreme. In this, one of the performers is given the suggestion back to school, and then he just raps about it off the top of his head. Have a look and see how he just cascades and just at times doesn't even rhyme in couplets. He just free flows, it just falls out, it just tumbles. And it's quite a delightful, free form way of doing it. Have a watch.
What y'all know about back to school? Back to school, back to school. Okay, there's two sides to every coin. So first, let me give a shout out to the boys after the firing line. The teachers, yo, they're sad. I know it's kind of bad, but yo, I can feel you. My mama was a teacher friend. I grew up, it's true. And then round about every time of year that we knew it was back to school, so we got all our pencils. Mama's doing inventory, yeah, I know the insults. We're about to fly, cause the teachers are the ones that deal with all the kids and we ain't got no damn sense. I was one of them. I had no sympathy. I was in school trying to wreck shop daily, and I knew that after a while they were gonna get tired of looking at me and trying to smile, and they were thinking about the summer vacations. Yeah, 3 months, paychecks every 2 weeks. That's great. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's why you got your degree. Then you figured it out for the rest of us. So now I'm on the other side of it. I got 2 little babies and they're cute as shit, but you better believe that I'm ready for them to go every single day on that school bus. Don't you know we got about 6 hours free, no kids. Oh, can you imagine all the things that we can did, we'll do? Oh, go to the gym and get a workout, oh, have lunch, read a book, clean the house. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all out on a Friday night, air your hand up, right? Cause you know it feels good. You know you got a babysitter. Now you don't need a babysitter. You got a teacher who's a babysitter. I mean, someone who's educating them and it's real cool. You know we gonna have some fun. What y'all know about back to school? Back to school.
Okay, so as you can see there, not a lot of planning with the things he's going to say. He is never really getting ahead of himself. At times, he doesn't even rhyme in couplets, although he's still got a huge reaction at the end, and it's for saying the word babysitter 3 times, because he says it with such confidence and such panache and such charm and such stage presence that he gets away with it. It's just about flowing off the top of your head and just going for it and not really making rhyme a priority. The way I've seen him describe it in interviews is it's like flotsam and jetsam. You are just sailing along a river, and as you're going, sometimes rhymes might pick up and find their way in there, but it's not the priority. His priority there is just flowing, just carry on going, even if he doesn't know what he's saying, and just justifying it occasionally and bringing in rhymes as he goes. It's a hugely liberating way of doing it. I'm going to give you guys an exercise to do it right now. So if you want to pause this video, and give yourselves 20 seconds to do it. That's grand. In 20 seconds, I'd like you guys to just talk about in your normal voices by yourselves. No beats, no rhyming, nothing. Just something you know about. Maybe your degree if you went to university, maybe what you do for a living, just something really basic in 20 seconds. So do that for 20 seconds now. Okay, and now I'd like you guys to say the exact same thing again, but this time give yourself some sort of beat, some sort of rhythm. Say the exact same thing you said, use the same words, the same specifics, and don't try and rhyme, but just try and mold what you said to a beat. For instance, if I said something like, I went to Edinburgh University and I studied linguistics and English language. I was there for 4 years and I got a second-class degree because I spent too much time doing improv comedy. Then I might rephrase it and use a pulsating beat and morph it without rhyming to do something like this. I went to Edinburgh University. It is where I studied linguistics, also English language. I got second class honours because I did too much improv. Right? Doesn't have to rhyme. Give yourself permission not to rhyme and just for 20 seconds, see how that feels. Go for it. Okay, so now you guys have done that. I think it's interesting. What I always find when people do it is how the tendency and the drive and the will to rhyme really comes in. The temptation rather to rhyme really comes in strongly because most hip hop songs are in 4/4, and when you give yourself a 4/4 pulsing beat, you know that couplets rhyme innately, and it's difficult. It's tough to actually let go of that and just be able to free fall. But if you take that away and practice it by yourselves, just as you're going around the house, just free falling about things you're seeing, giving yourself permission not to rhyme occasionally, you'll be surprised how, once you let go, how many rhymes will creep in by accident. So that's one to take away and try for yourselves more and more. Just look around the room, just point at things, just give yourself a beat or whatever, and just say what you see. Things might rhyme, things might not rhyme. and just see how it feels. For instance, if we look around this room, I'm looking over there, I can see a sofa, and it's got cushions there, mostly red, and behind me is a door, and there's a picture, actually a picture of the Royal Mile. It's the street I live on in the centre of Edinburgh. It's quite nice, but in winter it's cold. And that's what I think about the city I live in, if I want to be so bold. Right? It doesn't have to rhyme. But just give yourself permission to free fall and free associate, and rhymes might come in. Once you can do that for a few minutes at a time, you'll find it hugely liberating, and it's a great foundation to work with. That's free fall. What I really want to focus on is spiking. Spiking is sort of the opposite of free fall. It is intentionally setting up a word to then land what we call a money word or a target word, a word that rhymes. For instance, if I got the suggestion of the word apple to rhyme with, I would try and put apple at the end of line 2, and then put a word that rhymes with apple at the end of line 1 to set it up so that at the end of line 2, I land on the word apple. For instance, I don't need a DJ, I don't need a sample, but every single freestyle is sweet like an apple. The reason why we set up and spike, it's called set up and spike because, like volleyball, it needs a setup to then be slammed down. The reason why we set up and spike rhymes in this manner is because punchlines and just money words, target words are much more effective and controlled when they land at the end of the second line, or the 4th line, the 6th line, the 8th line, whatever. Musical improv is all about rhythm, and so much of it is in 4/4. So it means right at the end of a pair of lines, any multiple of 2, if you can land the punch word right at the end of a couplet, that's where the punch is going to be. It adds so much more force and drive behind a punchline. And if you can add just 1 or 2 of those, just pepper those into your freestyle, you'll find that it becomes so much easier to just focus on one thing, and the crowd will go wild for it. I'm going to give you guys an exercise to do this. I would like you to draw this on your pieces of paper and pens. If you don't have any papers or pens, I should have said at the top of this video, you'll need paper and pens. So I want you to write the numbers 1 through 8 on one side of a piece of paper, and then draw a word cloud with 4 lines coming off it. So it'll look something like this. So you've got 1 through 8, a cloud in the middle, and then 4 things coming off it. So I'll show you how to try and structure a freestyle rap straight off the top of your heads. What I'll need you to do for this exercise is that hopefully whoever is leading this this Zoom conference, whatever it is, can give you guys suggestions of topics. But what you have to do is pick a topic to go in your word cloud. Maybe just give it for yourself. I'm going to choose the topic of, why don't we go with vegetables? So vegetables goes in the center of my word cloud, and then the first 4 vegetables I think of go on each of the 4 lines. So that would be, why don't we go with celery, carrot, onion, and then why don't we go with something easy like lettuce. Is that easy? Sure, why not? So then we have this. So we have celery, carrots, onion, and lettuce. Then I want you to put those 4 money words on numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8. So I think you might be able to see where this is going. It means your punch words, your money words, go on the even numbers. So on 2 I'll put celery, on 4 I'll put carrot, on 6 I'll put onion, and then on 8 I'll put lettuce. Then you have 1, 3, 5, and 7 to fill. And those will be words that rhyme with each money word. So the money word for number 2 is celery. So a word that rhymes with it would be, why don't we say energy? If it doesn't rhyme perfectly, that's absolutely fine. A word that rhymes with carrot would be, why don't we say parrot? A word that rhymes with onion, why don't we say function? Again, a half rhyme delivered with confidence is just as good. And if number 8 is lettuce, why don't we go with freshest? So I'll give you guys a minute to do that. Give yourself a topic, give yourself this structure, and then put your money words on 2, 4, 6, and 8, and give a setup for each money word, a rhyming couplet, on 1, 3, 5, and 7. Give yourself a minute to do that. Okay, so now that that's done, now you have yourself a template for a completely improvised freestyle rap about vegetables. And looking at this off the top of my head, mine would go something like this. When I step up to the microphone, I bring that energy. Yeah, my rhymes are even fresher than celery. Everybody knows that I speak like a parrot, but my hip hop is underground because I'm a flipping carrot. And everybody knows I've got the mad lyrical function. My rhymes are appealing, just like an onion. And everybody knows my rap flow's the freshest. I'll eat these rappers up just like they're some lettuce. Something like that. It just means that then you have 4 setup and spikes. It means your money words based on vegetables each have a setup and a spike. Obviously, in the context of an improv show, you won't have the time to sit down with a pen and paper, but if you practice this with as many topics you can give yourself over and over again, you'll find that it becomes more ingrained. The idea of taking a suggestion and then just trying to set up and slam one word based on that suggestion will always get you a humongous reaction from the crowd. And it's good to do it at the end, as will be demonstrated in this final video from a man called MC Supernatural. He gets the suggestion of X-Men to rhyme with, and then just goes off on one immediately. Have a listen, see what you think.
And yo, I rock the sparkle sound. I go wild, comprehend. My man asked me to rhyme about the X-Men, so I will rhyme about them, not new to the scene. I'm cutting niggas like Wolverine. Yeah, that's the way it goes when I flip. Love the way I rip, so sucker while you trip. Every time I rock it, yo, I do the hip hop. Beams in my eyes just like Cyclops. Yeah, that's the way it goes when I flow. Rips, cuss, supernatural talk shit. And if you want to battle, yo, that's type of preposterous. I'm stepping on them seas just like Colossus. Yeah, every time that I move, get so smooth. Yo, on this X-Men groove. Am I getting warm? Am I getting warm? Calling on the winds from the heaven just like storm. Yeah, every time that I rip hardcore, just like I said before, don't be misled. Exactly what I said is, I rock the dread, Professor Hex is bald-headed. That's the way that I rip, never trip. Boom, bam, bip, why should I flip? And every time that I play towards the east, I'll grow blue fur and eat niggas like beasts. Yeah, with the free, off the dome, yeah, it's Super Nate G. Every time I rock it, yo, I slam it in a second. Yo, Mark Love, switch that record.
So as you can see there, utterly flawless, utterly flawless. His rapping follows the exact same structure every single time. He thinks of an X-Man and he puts the name of that at the end of line 4. At the end of line 3, there's a setup, and lines 1 and 2 are just him free-falling. They're just him free-associating whatever, with no lyrical content that even matches what he's talking about. And it matches this. 1 and 2, again, just filler. 3, setup. And 4 is where the money word goes. And this is a really, really useful structure to have in your heads for freestyle rap, is to just fill on the 1 and 2, set up your money word on 3, and then land it on 4. So for instance, if I was given the suggestion of, why don't we say bird, I would then put bird at line 4, at the end of line 4, I should say. And then I could just go off on one for lines 1 and 2 and then land it on 4. For instance, I could say, when I step up to the mic, I'm just so insane. I kick these lyrics off the top of my brain. Everybody knows my rapping is absurd. My lyrics take flight, just like a bird. And that's the sort of structure that I think is useful to practice and give yourself a chance to practice in your own spare time. And that's a useful structure to take away for freestyle rap as well when you're doing it on stage. Just free associate to buy yourself time, free fall. It doesn't even have to be related to the topic. To buy yourself time to set up and slam a simple 1-syllable word. And if you can do that, you will get a huge reaction from the crowd, and hopefully things will be a lot simpler. Focus on 1-syllable words first. Then, as you get more practiced, you can try and do more complicated ones. I hope this was useful. Thank you very much. Brat, brat, brat.